Hey guys, and welcome to today's stream. Sorry, I'm a tad late. I just had to go through and actually work out which was the best internet, because the internet in the house has been a little bit on the dodgy side, which is probably why at the start I looked even more gormless than normal. You know, you normally get that 5 minutes of me looking a bit gormless into the camera. Probably got even more of that to look forward to today, so sorry about that. Welcome everybody, happy Saturday, and happy mid-Easter. I know today isn't technically an Easter day, but for anyone that is celebrating, happy Easter. And for those of you that aren't, just happy weekend, happy Saturday. How is everybody doing? Let's have oh wow, we've got a lot of people already here. We've got a lot of questions already in, so I'll start from the top. It is so warm here in the UK and sunny, and I've had to pull the curtains. It is that sunny, so I've kind of pulled the curtains so we can actually, you know, see what's going on. Let's see. Welcome to everybody. Marlene, great to see you. Will I be drinking a special Easter tea? I don't know. I've got a different mug to normal. Normally I've got like the reheatable one, but this, I couldn't find that. No idea where it is. So I've got the ones with seagulls on. So that's not even closely Easter, is it? That's not even near Easter. But never mind. Eric Lobby, welcome my love. I'm so glad that you could join. And no, I have no crazy family drama to report. We have a drama-free Easter usually. I've jinxed that now, so touch wood. It'll can remain that way. Let's have a, yeah, cats are fed. We've got Marcel. He might make an appearance. He's down here somewhere, being very quiet at the moment. So long may that continue. And I'm just telling you, I've got the new lockdown haircut. I've got 2 weeks to wait until the salons open here in the UK, and we can actually get a haircut. And I thought I can't do another 2 weeks. So got out the I was going to say strimmers, but the clippers and the hair thing, and kind of tried to style it out. And again, it's a case of the front looks okay, the back, whole different story. But we're not talking about that. We're just going to focus. We're going to focus on the front, which is the only bit people can see. Annika, welcome, my love. Alicia, I am so glad you could join. And you have our first question of the day. So let's have a look. Question is, what do I think about facial shaving? Do you think it's beneficial to skincare? Well, so they call it dermaplaning. I mean, it is just shaving the face, but, you know, they like to call it dermaplaning because you can charge more money if you dermaplane rather than just shave. And I actually think it can be really beneficial. So one of the main reasons guys tend to have less texture on the skin is because that shaving is a really robust exfoliation. So it works really well. So for those of you that don't regularly shave the face, doing some dermaplaning can be a really great way of doing an exfoliation. Your makeup will apply better because it'll get rid of some of the fuzz. Everyone has the old peach fuzz on their face, and it can help with that. I just think it's one of those things that's better done in a spa environment with a professional, someone that's trained to do it, than at home. I see people doing it and I think, no, it's not going to work. So I would definitely say yes, but I'd have it done professionally. Go get someone to do it professionally. And I think you can add a lot of value to your skincare routine, and your skincare, in theory, should sink in that little bit better. Annika, welcome, I love. Lots of Easter love to you. I love those emojis. We've got 2 bunnies and 2 chicks hatching from eggs, so all good. Joanne says, hi Rob, I'm considering swapping my 10% lactic acid from the Ordinary with a 5%. So really, this is a question I get asked an awful lot. What's kind of like the difference between the 5% and the 10% from the Ordinary lactic acid? I've used both. I use them both interchangeably. They kind of both work. Obviously, you're going to get quicker results, and you're going to get a deeper exfoliation with the 10%. I actually think 5% used more frequently over a longer period of time delivers the same results as a 10%. I just say be a bit patient. And if you've got sensitive skin, definitely go for the 5%. It was been my recommendation and holy grail for sure. Hello, Celia. Welcome, my love. Welcome. Say good morning. It doesn't feel like evening though here in the UK, even though it is, because, you know, even though we're 6 p.m, sun is shining, it still feels very much like summer. So welcome to you, Celia, and good morning to everyone on that side of the world, and good evening to everyone over on this side. So like Annika says the kids are wild with sugar inside. Yes. I think anyone like me, we can be a little bit overindulgent at Easter, which is fine. We still can't do loads of family things here in the UK. Things are opened up a little bit. We can't do lots of big family events, so it's just going to be a very chill one, which is fine. And I think there's a lot of people that are, you know, just doing a smaller scale things, which actually can be quite nice, because if we think of the positives, whilst we're missing family and it would be lovely to do the big celebrations, I think sometimes doing it smaller means it can be a bit more chill, we can maybe appreciate it a bit more, and there's nothing stopping you still binge eating chocolate, so it's win-win. Let's have a look. Chris, welcome my love, happy Easter to you, happy Easter. Tom is very kindly moderating again today, so thank you so much to Tom, and I know that he's going to be on it with the Facebook, leaving a link to the Facebook group if anyone did want to join. For those of you that are new to the live streams, we do these every single Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time. They usually run for like an hour and a quarter. We always follow it with a video, so like the video upload of the day, which today is just going to be fangirling over some skincare favourites. These are like if you remember back, I did a video on, what was it called, like skincare breakups, the products that I kind of just broken away from, don't use anymore. Well, I thought that was a bit negative because it's focusing down on the products I'm not using. Let's do the positive version. These are like my skincare long-term relationships, and the products that I've been using for the longest period. So that video is coming straight after the live today. You don't need to do anything, you get automatically transferred over if you want to join us for that. That's just a bit of a heads up. But thank you so much to Tom for moderating again today, and if you do want to join the Facebook group, then of course you could just click on the link, join us, and we'd be very glad to have you there. So Jenny, sending lots and lots of love, my love. Happy Easter to you, the family, and of course the dogs. I did see in the supermarket some like doggy Easter chocolate thing. Obviously dogs can't have normal chocolate, and this was like a dog safe chocolate thing, and it was in the shape of a bone. I thought that was quite cute. So to all the dogs people out there, dogs don't have to miss out either. When it comes to chocolate, just get dog friendly chocolate, would be my advice. Ian, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. MP, great to see you. And we have a question, which is, could you recommend a good Korean cleanser for dry, sensitive skin? Yes, I really like, what's the brand called? Soralis. I can't remember. It's their oil cleanser, which is so good. It is dry skin friendly and it's non-sensitive. I'll leave a link to it below after the video. I'll put a link in there. It's called like Solaris. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it is so good, and it's an oil for sensitive skin. So I'd probably recommend that one, and I will leave a link to it below. Adri, welcome, my love. I'm so glad you could join. Valentina, finally you can join. Thank you. It's so good to see you, and I love to see the new faces. So I'll do a big shout out and send a huge love to anyone that, you know, our regular viewers of the weekend chats. Sending lots of love to you, and anyone that's joining for the first time, you are more than welcome. And you know, get your questions in early. We always have the chat going beforehand, so you can get your questions in early if you like. But I'm so glad, Valentina, that you could join for the first time. Anissa, welcome, my love. Question is, am I supposed to wash off the Bioderma Micellar water? I get asked this question so often. You don't need to wash off micellar water, but there's no reason you can't. So it's really personal preference. I find if you find yourself a little bit sensitive to any of the ingredients that are in it, then, you know, a quick splash with water after isn't a bad thing. If you find the micellar water that you're using leaves a bit of a film, then of course you can do a splash to, you know, get that off the skin. I don't find that the Bioderma does actually leave a film, so I don't think you need to wash it off, but it comes to personal preference. Just for me, I don't actually wash off. I don't use the Bioderma one. I use the one by CN, which is, I think, Lidl, the supermarket brand. I also have got the Garnier one that I've been trying. Neither of them require washing off in my book. I just continue, and it kind of leaves the skin a little bit damp, which is great for your next steps in your routine. Christina, welcome. Celia says, I think Marlene deserves a Mad About Skin giveaway. Well, so tomorrow on the Facebook group, I had to think of, I had to just look up some of the rules and regulations on doing giveaways on Facebook. We still have 3 unclaimed prizes from the Typology giveaway. I've sent out the other 7 in the post over the past week, and we still have 3 unclaimed prizes. Everyone's had more than a month, and I've publicised it and advertised it, and they haven't come forward. I've messaged them and still nothing. So I don't want these prizes to go to waste, and so we're going to do it on the Facebook group tomorrow. We're not going to do like a first first come, first serve, because that obviously discriminates against people that are asleep at the time, because everyone's in different time zones. But tomorrow it'll be for one day only on the Facebook group. There'll be just a question to answer that to be in it to win it, and I'll pick from random from the correct answers. So check your Facebook group tomorrow if you do want to take part in that typology giveaway. And of course, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, then join the Facebook group so you can take part in that. I wanted to give as much time as possible for those people to come forward to claim their prize, but we know we've been a month and a half now. This was the 30,000 subscriber giveaway. We're now at 36,000, so 6,000 subscribers later, I feel we need to open it up to make sure that these prizes are claimed. So look out tomorrow on the Facebook group for that. So look, Diana, welcome, my love. I'm having a great day. It's just been really, really nice. After like a difficult year for loads of people I know have had a really difficult year. It's nice that the long weekend, the long bank holiday weekend here in the UK has like clashed with amazing weather. So I think, you know, finally the weather gods have given us a bit of a break, and it's quite nice that we've got some sunshine as well. Leah, welcome, my love. Thank you so much for joining. Celia says the weather has finally changed. It will probably hit 100 degrees this week. Okay, so that's warm. When I say the weather's warm here in the UK, I actually mean it's like just above freezing. It's the sun shining, which is all good. Yeah, I think, Celia, you're at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I think you might need to switch up your actives then. When it gets that warm here in the UK, to be honest, it happens maybe like once or twice a year. When it gets super warm like that here in the UK, I actually literally just splash my face with water in the morning, put my sunscreen on and go. I kind of want to wear minimum. Sunscreen obviously is a minimum, and everything else I forget for that one day. If it's regularly that warm, I don't know what I'd have to do. I'd have to rethink the whole thing, Celia. So let us know what you switch out, because I'd be really interested to know. Tina, welcome, my love. Happy Easter weekend. Sending you lots and lots of love. And for those of you that don't celebrate Easter, hopefully you're having a great weekend anyway. And I guess you still get the long weekend if you're in a country which does like the long bank holiday weekend like here in the UK. So even if you're not celebrating Easter, at least hopefully you can celebrate a long weekend with family or with good weather, whatever's going on where you are. Jenny says, Rob, you know you have to buy yourself a little Easter gift, right? Well, I just placed an order on the Round Lab Mugwort toner, and I'm from Rice Toner. I have a problem. First of all, Jenny, you do have a problem. I've always said you have a problem when it comes to Korean skincare, but I actually don't think it's a bad problem to have. Just putting it out there, I think it's a problem we can all celebrate. And you're right, you do have to treat yourself to a little Easter gift. If it happens to be, you know, chocolate-based, if it happens to be skincare-based, it's all good. I actually treated myself to the Face Theory cologne perfume to give that a go, because I thought I really liked the one from Decium, and I thought I'll give that. It was really nice. I kind of got into, you know, give myself a little spritz on a morning, so I thought I'll try the Face Theory one, and I am very impressed so far. I've worn it today and I wore it yesterday, and I was like, every so often I get this whiff like, oh, what's that nice smell? Oh, it's me, done. So actually really fast. So that was my like Easter treat to myself, though I don't really need an excuse to buy things like that. I just do anyway. But sending lots and lots of love, Easter love, Jenny. Let's have a look. Marlene says, hi Tina, my oat cleanser buddy. I know there's plenty of oat cleanser fans on this chat right now, and you'll have to wait to see to the video after this live stream to see whether it appears in my all-time favourites. I like my skincare, you know, long-term relationships, which is the video that follows this. I'm not giving anything away. Let's have a look. Tom says, look for the Christmas glow in the Facebook group. It's priceless. I've actually penciled in, after this chat, I've penciled in some time to do some Facebooking, to read your guys' comments and haul. I love to see the hauls that you guys share on there. That's like my favourite. It's one of my new guilty pleasures. So I've penciled in some Facebook time after this, so I can go through and read everyone's comments. International Language of Dance, welcome, hello. Good evening, Rob. Good to see you. I'd love to know if it's beneficial to use something like a glycolic acid toner or lactic acid serum in a lower pH on the skin before applying ascorbic acid. Oh, that's a complex scientific question, and in theory, yes, but if you're using an ascorbic acid that's already properly formulated from a reputable brand that's properly formulated, it should be in the right pH anyway. So in theory, you shouldn't need to actually use a low pH to introduce it. It won't harm, but you shouldn't need to, because that ascorbic acid product should be in the right pH anyway. If you're a little bit worried that the ascorbic acid product you're using isn't in finding the optimal pH for it, then this would be a really great way of getting around that. So it's not going to harm, and I certainly think you could, but I don't think it's essential, particularly if you're buying a well-formulated ascorbic acid. Celia says, oh, there's a Facebook group. Where have I been? I think we might have advertised the Facebook group just a tad, but there are still people out there that do not know its existence. So hopefully, we'll see even more of you over there. Hayley says, hi Rob, happy Easter. Happy Easter, Hayley. Lovely to see you on the chat, my love. Let's have a look. Iriglabe says, talking about the giveaway. Well, I hope you'll love this giveaway. We're still working with typology, but you can choose the product that you want. So it's not like a predetermined product. You can choose the product that you want from typology. So have a thing, in preparation for your winnings, have a look on the typology website and see what you would choose if you won. Paul, welcome, my love. Thank you so much for joining. Says, hello, would you have some tips on convincing my girlfriend she doesn't need to spend $100 on the Sicily SPF? I've seen this. Well, what I would say, do you know, Paul? What I would say is, she definitely doesn't. That Sicily SPF actually is quite good. So there's nothing wrong with it, but it's $100, €100. It's like $100. I think it's like £90. There is no need to spend that on SPF. And it's actually, I think, counterproductive because you use it more sparingly because it's so expensive. And so you're not actually getting the coverage. So I say, when it comes to SPF, cheap and cheerful and lather it on. The more you can put on, the better. And you never do that with expensive products. I would actually say, if she loves Sicily, and you know what, it is a good skincare brand, if she loves Sicily and she loves her expensive bougie items, I'd say ditch that SPF, which actually isn't adding any benefit beyond a normal SPF, and tell her to go for the Black Orchid mask, which costs the same price, but it's actually one of the best face masks out there. Yes, it's expensive, yes, it's bougie, but it's better than a lot of masks you'll find on the market. So I would say ditch the Sicily SPF and tell her if she does still want to treat herself and splurge that €100 on Sicily products, swap it for that mask, which is genuinely really good. Jenny says, your hair looks amazing. Thanks, Jenny. This is the Salon Rob in full swing. Like I say, I work on two assumptions. I'm taller than most people, so they can't see the mess that I've made of the top of it, and I can't see the back of my head, so I have no idea what's going on back there. And that's good enough for me, because the front looks fine, the rest, who knows, but 2 weeks to go till it's professionally done. Victoria, welcome, my love, happy Saturday. Rachel, welcome, my love, says, hi Rob, I want to use a product that has vitamin C derivative in it. Can I use ascorbic acid vitamin C product in the same routine? You can mix your vitamin C derivatives and ascorbic acid, fine. I wouldn't use two products with ascorbic acid in together because it might be too much, but you can mix your derivatives and your vitamin C, absolutely no problem. It's for those people, I guess, that want that extra brightening, that extra glow. It could add some real benefit for you. Nala says, hello Rob, can I layer the repigment with a 2% Paula's Choice BHA? You can, and I would put the Paula's Choice on first and then put the repigment on after, because I think that'd set the repigment up to like be the right pH and work really well for you. But yeah, great question, and you can definitely use them together. Now, we are off to a flying start with the number of likes already. We're at 56, which is amazing, so thank you so much to everyone that's clicked that like button. If you haven't already, I'm going to have a sip of my tea, so click that like button if you haven't already, because it just helps YouTube promote the video like tomorrow when it's up for anyone that couldn't catch it first time round. And I'll have a quick sip of my tea, which is so good. It's just plain tea, but it's actually so good. Let's have a look. Jasmine says, hi, finally catching this live instead of watching 3 days late. Jasmine, welcome, my love. Though, do you know what? I still have a lot of love for the late squad. Those of you that can't join live, still, it's always there. I don't delete any of the lives, so you can still catch ones that went on for like 3 or 4 months ago. For those of you that can't see it live, we love the people that are on the replay squad as well. Let's have a look. Eduardo says, happy to watch you live. Thank you so much, Eduardo. Lovely to see you. Heba says, I watched your videos on retinols and purchased the Inkless retinol. Great product. Love that one. I was wondering if it's fine to use the Cerave smoothing cleanser in the daytime and the retinol at night. Absolutely. For combination skin, you can use those two together. That's no problem at all. If you really like the Cerave smoothing cleanser, absolutely keep using it in the morning and then use your Inkless at night. If you find you really love the Inkless retinol, which I know you will, it's so good. It's such a good product of mine. Guilty pleasure for sure. I would actually take a look at the Inkless Salicylic Cleanser, because I actually think that's really, really good and a really nice alternative to the Cerave Smoothing Cleanser. Kind of works similar, but I think it has a more luxury feel to it. It's kind of a bit bouncy. I really like it. It's one of my go-to cleansers at the moment, is the Salicylic Acid Cleanser. So if you love Cerave, stick with it. If you do want to mix it up, then next time you put in your order at the Inkless, then just switch it out and try that Salicylic Acid one as well, which is so good. Chris says, oh, I love the jumper. That colour really suits you. First of all, thank you, Chris. Thank you. I'm here for the compliments. But actually, I'm wearing this kind of like my Easter jumper. It's a really difficult one to wear because it's a hoodie, so you would tend to wear them in winter when it's cold, and I think it's a bit too bright for winter. And so in summer, when you want to wear bright colours, it's too warm. So I kind of think Easter is where it fits. Easter is where we're at. Tiny Violet Beauty, welcome, my love. Thank you so much for joining. Let's have a look. Zaya says, what's your favourite antioxidant product? Oh, Zaya, I have quite a few antioxidants that I love. If I was to run through, my favourite, Q10 is my absolute favourite antioxidant. If I had to choose just an antioxidant itself, it'd be Q10. The Inkless Q10 is so good. I love the Neod Survival, which is like the most advanced antioxidant product out there. Very expensive, works like a dream, so good. So I'd say if you want a really affordable yet super effective option, go for the Inkless Q10. If you want to put the boat out, push the boat out, spend your money and get a really good product in return, then the Neod Survival Zero, stunning. Rita, welcome, my love. Happy Easter for tomorrow. I hope you've got lots of lovely things planned. And I don't know if anyone that's celebrating Easter tomorrow, if you want to share your food options, because it's all about the food here in the UK. I'm assuming that's the same worldwide. So what your feast is going to be, what food you're cooking. What are we having? I can't remember. I think we're just having like the full works with Yorkshire puddings, which are my absolute favourite, and all the trimmings. So very much looking forward to that. Leah asks, do you know good products for protecting the scalp on my middle part? Something that doesn't make my hair greasy. This is a really common problem that people have with burning if you've got a middle part. There are very few things that aren't going to make the hair greasy, because a lot of the products actually do contain ingredients that will add grease to the hair, so it can be quite difficult. A lot of people go for the option of like a bandana or something like that. Not always the most glamorous look, just throw that out there. I personally would use a chemical sunscreen, which is not going to add too much thing, but you've got to be really careful because some of them have a lot of alcohol in, which could then dry the scalp and cause dandruff, so it can be really difficult. A top tip that a friend shared with me is just to swap your part over every so often. So either if you've got a centre part and it's possible, put your hair up so you don't have a centre part, is probably like the easiest way around it, because I find whatever products you use will either dry the skin out and cause dandruff or make your hair super greasy, so it is really hard. So I think there's a gap in the market. I think a really nice scalp protecting SPF that isn't going to dry your skin out or create greasiness, there's a gap in the market. I'm going to make a note of that because I think that'd be a really good product to have. Tom says, hair looks great. Only how many weeks till you visit the salon, Tom? 2 weeks, 2 days. Not that I'm counting. 2 weeks, 2 days. I honestly can't wait. I never ever been so excited. It's the same day that we're actually allowed in the UK to go on holiday again. I don't care about the holiday. The holiday, who cares about that? The haircut. It's all about the haircut. And I'm glad that I did this because it was getting a bit unmanageable and a bit warm and a bit. It was all not good. But I know that when I go to the barbers, he's going to look at this and be like, "Who did this to you? Who did?" I'm like, "Me. Yeah, this was me." But he'll be able to fix it. I have every faith in him. Ali says, do you think azelaic acid can be used during that period somebody tries to heal his skin barrier? Talking about 10% suspension. It can, and it can be really good to help to heal the skin barrier actually and suppress any irritation. I would say normally a 5% or a derivative would be your best bet in that period. But if you haven't got super impaired barrier and you haven't got lots of sensitivity in the skin, 10% suspension could be really good as well. Annika, talking about the LED mask. Annika, are you like an LED mask saleswoman? I know this. I am so glad it's working though. As like a backstory for those of you that don't know, I bought I was gifted, and it came in PR, the PeppiCo LED mask, and I tried it, and I kind of was working out whether I liked it. It was soothing. It was really like relaxing, and I did think I noticed some differences. I was using the anti-acne setting, and I think it was helping improving my breakouts, but I'd also switched my retinol, which could have been doing the heavy lifting, so I wasn't really sure if it was working or if it was just coincidence. I know that Annika bought an LED mask at the same time, slightly more bougie one, slightly more, I think more high tech than the one I had. So I'm thrilled that you're getting really great results, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are waiting to see results so that people, you know, want to know whether they should or shouldn't invest in one. I want to be able to say yes, but there's still, I'm like a month into using mine and I love it. I think it's a great spa-like experience. It's calming, it's soothing, it's great. I'm just not sure if it's that's giving me the results or my retinol. I think the jury's still out, so a little bit more trying I think is going to be needed. Amy says, hello, my love. Welcome, welcome. Legal Eagle, so good to see you. Happy Easter too. Sending lots of love from a gorgeous Manchester. So happy the clocks have gone forward. Do you know what? I was really mad when the clocks went forward because for some reason, I really struggled to adjust my body clock. I was constantly tired. My body clock was all over the place. But now that the sun's shining till like 7 p.m. and even after we've done the live and stuff, I can still go out. I can put the chickens away and it's still sunny and, you know, it's not really dark, needing a torch. I love it. Absolutely love it. So you're right. It does mean, after I got over the body shock of actually having to change the clocks, I'm so glad spring's here and it is wonderful. Rachel, welcome, love. Please can you tell me what you think of my routine? Cleanser, Cerave Gentle Cleanser, Inkless Niacinamide, Happy Hydration Cream by Elf. I love that product. And the Purita Unscented Sunscreen. I'll wait until I run out of it. That's fine. Well, I won't comment on the sunscreen. We all know about that sunscreen. And actually, if you're in a low UV environment, it's absolutely fine. Obviously, I wouldn't use it if you were in a high exposure area. So I think this is a really good, it depends what you, without the context of knowing what you're trying to tackle with your skin, it can be a little bit difficult. But in terms of what you've got there, you've got a cleanser, which is great to keep the skin clean. You've got the niacinamide, which will help with any discoloration and any excess oil or breakouts that you might have. And the hydration cream is really good if you want in light to medium hydration. So I'd say if you don't have any really severe skin issues, this could be a great routine. I'm not a huge fan of the CeraVe Gentle Cleanser personally. So I'd say if you are looking to kind of take it up a notch, you could look for a cleanser that's specific to your skin's issue. So if you've got breakout prone skin, go for a salicylic acid cleanser. If you've got dry skin, go for a balm cleanser. So I think if you wanted to take it to the next level, you could switch up that cleanser to something that would tackle whatever specific skin issue you're dealing with at the moment. But I think you've got a really good routine there, and I don't blame you for hanging on to that Purita Unscented Sunscreen. I loved it. Low UV days, it had a really nice feel to it, and I hope the new Purito sunscreen that's coming out is going to be just as good. Annika says, Rob, you always look great. This is it. I'm just here for every week. I sit down just to be complimented. That's why I do the lives. Thank you so much, Annika, my love. Jasmine says, can you recommend a sunscreen for dry skin that leaves a dewy finish, not matte? This is really good. So I do think most sunscreens that are for drier skin types do tend to have a dewier finish, which I really like. I totally love the Garnier Ombre Solaire. They do an SPF 30 hydrator one that is so lovely, and it gives a really nice sheen to the skin without it looking too greasy. I also do like the Thank You Pharma UV fluid, which is a Korean brand. It's not too hydrating, so if you want really hydrating, it might not work for you, but that also leaves this beautiful finish to the skin. Mariella says, I have really bad hyperpigmentation under my eyes. What products can you suggest for this concern? What I would say, my love, is definitely get something to treat hyperpigmentation gently. So a niacinamide would be really good, and also a caffeine solution, because that can speed up the efficacy of it. So Typology, that's a brand I mentioned, do a niacinamide and caffeine solution together, or you could get the Inkless do a brighten eye treatment which has caffeine and niacinamide in. I think those two would be the first point of call, and I think that would work really well for you. It does take time to see that, and after a while you can increase add some other actives such as retinol, which will help lift that area. But as a starting point, I would go for caffeine and niacinamide together, which will really help you. I'm going to have a sip of my tea, because even though it's so hot and that sun's coming in this window, I've got my sunscreen on, so we're all good. My throat will dry out, so I'm just going to have a sip of my tea. If you haven't already, we are almost at 100 likes and already, which is baffling. So if you haven't already, hit that like button. Thank you. And I'll have a quick sip of my tea. It's so good. That tea is so good. Just as a side note, I'll get on with the rest of the questions, but a total side note, I can't do dairy at all. Just totally allergic to it. Can never do dairy. Not even like intolerant. Just totally allergic. And so I always stick to like milk alternatives in tea, and they're all pretty rubbish, to be honest. They are all absolutely rubbish. And then I've tried this one that I only got because the one that I normally go to was out of stock. This is almond, activated almond. I thought, what is that? A load of old rubbish marketing gum. And apparently this soaked the almonds first, and that's what activates them away. Anyway, this is the nicest thing I've ever tasted in tea. It's actually quite nutty and quite almondy. I'm going to try it in a hot chocolate later on tonight because I think it'd be absolute perfection. I don't know why I'm sharing that with you, but there we are. Put it out there. And I don't even know what the brand is, but it's like an activated almond thing. If you're in the UK, you try it. Really, really good. Patty, welcome, my love. Happy Easter to you and your family. I hope everything is going amazingly. Leah says, I'm looking for a body SPF that doesn't leave a white stain on my clothes and sinks in quickly. Yes, Leah, I have the same issue. I know exactly where you're coming from with this, and it can be so annoying. I'm just going to wait for the stream to catch up because I do know that I think it's buffering a bit. This silly... there we are. We've caught up. Sorry, I think my internet is still a little bit out. I keep saying that I'm going to set up downstairs, where I get much better internet. I will do that for next week. Leah, where were we? So yeah, I have that same issue of leaving a body, like, it gives like a white mark to your clothes and it takes ages to sink in. I would totally recommend the Make Prem UV Defense Me fluid. It comes in a big bottle, so it's suitable for the body. It's not tiny and just needs to go on the face. Lather that all over you. Great protection. Tried, tested and verified, which I love. It's a mineral sunscreen, which can be really hard to find in big, large sizes for the body, and it will leave 0 stains on any of your clothes. It's the chemicals in chemical sunscreens that give that yellowy tint to white clothes. You won't get that with this product, and it literally doesn't budge. You put this on and it does not budge from your skin. You have to reapply it when you, if you're like bathing or anything like that. I would definitely reapply afterwards. But generally speaking, so good. So good. Seashine says, do you think essences are useful or a waste? I think it's like toners. Essences, toners, if they've got a purpose, they're fine. Don't just slap an essence on because someone's told you they like it. What is it doing for your skin? Is it a brightening essence that maybe has a light glycolic acid in? Is it an essence that has some hydrating elements? Has it got a ferment in to tackle hyperpigmentation? What is the product actually doing for you? Because there's a lot of essences out there that are just, a nice bit of hydration. You don't really need that. That's extra. If you're getting a really nice essence that's got some purpose, I'm fully on board with it. I think it can be a great addition to your skincare routine. So yeah, they are useful. I just think there's a lot of rubbish ones out there, and I would definitely recommend you check that whatever one you choose is giving you a purpose in life, is delivering something to your skincare routine. Zekrom says, what's the best product for dark under eyes? Oh, we covered that. Niacinamide, definitely, and caffeine. The two together work beautifully. Eduardo says, can I use vitamin C derivatives with tretinoin during the night? I feel like I excel when I don't use products in the morning, except for SPF. Do you know, this is a bit of a trend emerging in skincare. I know a lot of people that have started to do nothing in the morning but slap on the SPF and go, then focus all of their routine on the evening. I mean, it's not something I do, but it actually can work really well for a lot of people. I think the morning should be about protecting the skin. So an antioxidant and SPF is enough in the morning, and then you can pile in your actives in the evening, let it do its work while your skin's healing overnight while you're sleeping. It can be really beneficial, and you can use a vitamin C derivative with tretinoin. No problem at all. They work really well together. So yeah, I actually think it's not the science behind people that say you could do all your routine in the evening and just use an SPF in the morning. It's actually quite robust science. It's not for everyone. I like my morning routine, but it can work really well. So never feel like you're missing out because you're doing that. And I think vitamin C derivatives and tretinoin in the evening, beautiful pairing. Michaela says, good morning. It's 10 a.m. today. I send in lots and lots of love, Michaela. Zai says, what's your favourite antioxidant product? Okay. Oh, we've covered that one. If I had to choose, like, money no object, survival zero. Definitely. Head and shoulders above, everything. Love that product. Patty says, I'm spending the weekend with my 4-year-old granddaughter and her parents. So I just stopped to say hello and like the video. Patty, my love, I am so grateful that you came, showed your support and like. That's so kind of you. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I think Easter is all about family. So I'm sending you lots and lots of love to you and your family. I hope you have an absolutely amazing and wonderful weekend. I have done what I usually do and scrolled right to the bottom of all the comments. So I've basically missed all the comments. So I'm going to try and find my place back to where I was before. I do this all the time. You just thought I'd have learned by now. Never mind. Let's have a look. Hayley says, have you ever tried the brand Sun by My? Starvena sent me the niacin sleeping mask last month and I am obsessed. Have I got this? Wait there. Stretching. just showing this one. So I would say I got this, which is the brightening set by Sun by My. I'm matching. So there we go. Not intentional, no product placement. And I really didn't like the toner, the serum, and the gel cream. I thought that the night mask was probably the best of the four. So I would say I'm not surprised you absolutely love the sleeping mask, because I'd say this was the best of this kit that I tried. Definitely did give a light brightening. It definitely hydrated, and I love the ingredients in it. My only problem with Sun by My is they are very, very, very heavy on the essential oils, on the fruit extracts. It can be a little bit of an overload for people with sensitive skin. So fine if you don't have sensitive skin. I'd say explore the brand and definitely use a little bit more of them. But I think that sleeping mask is the best of their products. And I wouldn't recommend this brand to anyone that has skin sensitivity, because I think it might be a bit overload for their skin. Valentina says, hi Rob, is it okay to use my morning routine lactic acid 5% and peptide serum? Yes, absolutely fine. I think that works really well. I would put your lactic acid on first, let it sink in for like 5 minutes, or let it do its work, and then put your peptides on and sunscreen, and that would be a great routine. So yeah, definitely would recommend it. Marlene says, please hit the like button. Do as Marlene says. Hit that like button. There's no excuse not to. Thank you so much for the reminder, hon. And the Shepherd said, I found your channel a few days ago. Amazing content. Thank you so much. Yeah, we've had so many new people join the channel over the past week. I think we've got like 1,500 extra subscribers in a week, which is mind-blowing. So thank you so much for everyone that has joined. If you're new to the chat, we do this every Saturday at 6 p.m. UK time, but of course different places, 10 a.m. if you're living a little bit over on the American side of the world, over on the west, there we get that, because there's way more going on over there than America, sorry, like the whole west side of the world, to the west of the UK. Then it's early in the morning and more in the evening if you're going towards the east. But I'll leave some timestamps below so you can check when it goes wherever you are, and I'd love to see you all every single week. But sometimes people just drop by, say hi, and get on with their lives. If you miss any of this whatsoever, it's all recorded and played live afterwards, so you never have to miss a thing. Tom, thanks so much for prompting. Oh wait, Elia, sorry I missed your comment, says it's 12 p.m. in America. So there you are, midday if you're over in the States, or on the same timeline as the States. And here in the UK we start at 6 p.m. Tom, very timely reminder to join the Facebook group. Thank you so much, Tom. I think I'm honestly baffled at how many people have joined the Facebook group. I think it's like we're up to 600 people now. It's amazing, and the conversations that everyone is so good. My absolute new guilty pleasure is the hauls that you guys post on there. I love whether you've just bought 2 new products and you want to share them, or whether you've bought, splurged and treated yourself to a whole new routine. I just love seeing people's hauls and what they're buying, and I've got so many really good recommendations from you guys over there, stuff that I'm trying. I'm trying to think if I've got anything around me that I wanted to. They're all most of them in the bathroom because I'm trying them. But actually, you guys have recommended some really great stuff that I've been trying, particularly in the Korean. We've got a lot of Korean skincare fans, and so don't worry, I'm going to be doing my monthly Korean skincare videos, and I've been taking a few of your hints and tips on board. So trying some of your recommendations. Jenny says I have the fire department number ready, Rob, as I'm cooking the turkey dinner tomorrow for the family. Jenny, it's fine. If you need help, if you need the emergency services, contact us. We'll send them over. I love to see what people are eating for Easter, because here in the UK we kind of do it different. Growing up, it was always lamb. Seemed to be like the big thing here in the UK. But my brother was either a vegetarian and then he became a vegan. For a while, so we did also mix it up as well, and we did some other options around like nut roast and things, which were really different but actually quite tasty. So we kind of alternated between the lamb and the nut roast, but to me it's the trimmings that are the best bit, or the extra that comes with it. Whatever you have as like your meat or your meat alternative, it's the trimmings that matter. But I'm really intrigued to see what people have the rest of the world. 'Cause turkey, I never thought, that's Christmas here in the UK, but that, I love turkey. So save me a leg, Jenny. Send it over here, my love. I'd love to sample your cooking. Claire says, hi everyone. I've recently started using bakuchiol, which I'm really liking. Are there any products which I should avoid? No. Honestly, Claire, one of the best benefits I think to using bakuchiol is it is so compatible with most other ingredients in your skincare routine. There's nothing I can think of that it shouldn't be used with. If especially I just say match your bakuchiol formulation to your skin type. So go for a creamier one if you have dry skin, go for a lighter weight one if you have oily skin. But yeah, you can use it with just about every product, which is why it's a great alternative to retinol for people that have sensitive skin. And let me know which one you're using. Leave me a comment to let me know which one you're using. Ali says, do you think azelaic acid can be used during a oh no, we've tried that one, or we've covered that one already. Ryan says, hi Rob, thanks for doing this. I found your video super helpful. Ryan, it is a pleasure, my love. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm glad that people find the content useful. I just can't believe, like, I used to be grateful if I got like 300 views on a video. I used to think that was like amazing, and now we get like 8,000 views on yesterday's video. I was like, the mind is blown. So thank you so much for your support, guys. Legal Eagle says, I bought the Face Theory as a clear serum based on many recommendations. Face Theory is fast becoming my favourite brand alongside Neod. I'm really impressed with improved clarity. Yeah, do you know one thing I've been calling out a lot, people have been saying about Face Theory, is how quick the products get to you. Like, literally, you order it and it's on your doorstep like a day later. It's baffling how they actually manage to deliver stuff that quickly. So yeah, huge fan. I'd say they're probably my second. Are they my first or second favourite after Neod? It's a tough call between them and Neod. Current equals, I'd say, but Face Theory, you're right, are fast becoming my favourite. Annika, yes, the Ciaris cleanser. Thank you, Annika. I still don't know how to pronounce it, but that is exactly the one that I meant. This is perfect for people that have dry, sensitive skin. Works so well. So definitely would recommend that. The shipper says, nice question, Ali. I wonder how gentle azelaic can be too. This is true. I think azelaic acid is great for people that have sensitive skin and inflammation and redness, but it's still a powerful active. So you should still start low and work your way up. I would always recommend that rather than going in hard and fast at the start. Work on the way, and derivatives are great. They're less sensitivity, and the Geek and Gorgeous derivative is my absolute favourite, so I totally recommend that. FR says, hi Rob, best mineral SPF right now, and do you think I can use azelaic acid every day? So yes, you can use azelaic acid every day if you build up to it. I'm using this one. I've got this here because I ordered loads of it. This is a Skinner in 20% cream. This is prescription only in the UK, and this is the one that I've been using. I kind of thought I didn't see any benefit from this over the Face Theory 15%, and then I went and ordered 3 more, so I don't really know what I was doing. But that's what I use, and I use that every single day. I actually use it twice a day because I'm using it to treat some breakouts, and the dermatologist recommended that. I wouldn't use it twice a day unless your dermatologist recommends it. They recommended it for twice a day, which is how often I use it, but yes. But build up slowly. This came from the dermatologist, so I'll read this because then you can it might not apply to your skin, but at least it'll give you an idea. So she said to apply the cream once a day in the evening for the first week of treatment, increasing to twice a day depending on response and any sensitivity. If sensitivity occurs, reduce application to once a day again. So again, I think this is dermatologist's advice. Use it on a daily basis. I would just work up to that. My experience is I went in straight and did what they said on this because I've been using it in my routine for quite some time, but I'd build up to it. Sonia says, hi from Ireland. So glad to find you. Sonia, my love, sending lots and lots of love over to Ireland. Molly, welcome, my love. Thank you so much for joining. Hayley says, the tart micellar water is everything with lots of ease. I actually haven't tried the tart micellar water. I might have to give that a go. Ali says, thanks for your step. Wondering last week. Oh yeah, to the azelaic acid query. I think there's so much misinformation about azelaic acid out there. It's really great to kind of get the vibes going and work out, share our experiences with it. So if you have got any experience with azelaic acid, whether it worked for you, thoughts and feelings, just leave me a comment below and let me know your thoughts and feelings. Mehmet says, happy Easter, Rob. Don't worry, I know you said I meant Rob. Do you know what? I get bills where I said over the phone Rob, and it comes with Ron, so a lot of my bills actually come in the name of Ron, which is there. I think that should be better. So sorry about that, guys. I think that should be better. I should have stopped buffering. So sorry about that. We had a little bit of an internet outage there. So Mehmet, let's go back to your question, which was buffet with copper peptides or hyaluronide sub-Q skin. I would go for, if it's just anti-aging that you want, I would go for the buffet with copper peptides, because I think that's the most powerful for anti-aging. If you're looking for hydration and just an all-around great product, then the hyaluronide sub-Q skin. So for 99% of people, go hyaluronide sub-Q skin. If you just want the anti-aging, definitely go for the buffet with copper peptides. Can I use Ceramedic's body lotion on my face? Yes, you can, as long as you don't have oily breakout prone skin. It might be a little bit rich if you have very oily or breakout prone skin, but for everyone else, yeah, great. Oh, this is a really good question. So the shepherd says, if you want to do multiple treatments, is it good to just layer them or cycle them through the week or focus on one? So I wouldn't focus on one for 1 week and then try another week, because you need to use these products regularly. But it's personal preference whether you want to layer them or whether you want to alternate. I think if you've got sensitive skin, alternating is the best way forward. If you don't have any skin sensitivity, I just layer, because then you're going to get maximum benefit. Sarah says, hi everyone, I finally made it. Thank you so much, my love, and thank you so much for joining. It's lovely to see you here. I always play it when I'm commuting to work, but this Saturday I can make it live. And Sarah, it is wonderful to have you. So thank you so much for joining. Now, I'm going to have a quick sip of my tea. So this is the random call and announcement to hit that like button if you haven't already, because it'd be wonderful if you could support the channel. It just helps YouTube push the video out a little bit further tomorrow when it's up on replay. Let's have a look. Tuba says, I think I've got tea all around my mouth there. We're going to start that out. Tuba says, hi Rob, how are you doing? I'm wonderful. Thank you so much, my love, and thank you for joining. Christina, happy Easter, my love. Michelle, welcome. We've got lots of new faces here, which is wonderful, and quite a few people that have joined recently, so great to see you all. Shan, I'm just going to say Shan. It says, greetings from Malaysia. Sending another person that's misspelled it as Ron and then corrected it to Rob. I think it's autocorrect. Do not worry, people. I'll answer to anything as long as it's polite. Anita says, hi, can you talk about how not to combine vitamin C, copper peptides, BHA and tretinoin? Yeah, so I think people get a bit fixated on all of this, to be honest. I think that you can use all of those in any order that you want. The thing to think about is the copper peptides, and the only thing you cannot combine copper peptides with is your BHA straight after. I think we overthink this. This question really just comes up time and time again because there's so much misinformation out there. I would get your copper peptides and I would use them in the morning. I would put in the evening your BHA, I would put your BHA followed by toner, followed by your copper peptides in the morning. In your evening, put your vitamin C and your tretinoin and you're good to go. You can mix it up a little bit and just make sure that whatever products you have on, the ones that you mentioned, make sure you just use a toner in between to balance the skin. The Geek and Gorgeous Liquid Hydration is a great option. Splash it on the skin, neutralize everything down, then put your copper peptides on. That's how I managed to combine everything, because you can use it in the same routine. You just have to make sure you put something in to buffer between them. Jasmine says, where is the best place to purchase Korean skincare for UK delivery? There's a couple of places. I always use Starvana. That's just personal choice. I've never had a problem with them. I think it's a really great. I think it's a really great option, and I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Starvana, but I do know Yes Style and Feel You. There's lots of ones out there. Guys, you share your wherever you bought your Korean skincare from below. You know, share in the comments. I personally reached for Starvana and I found them to be really good, but I'd love to know what if other people have some recommendations. Baba says, let's have a look. Oh, fabulous. So it says, sent a question earlier, but we didn't get around to it. If I do, for whatever reason, if I do miss your question, do feel free to repeat it. And we don't like repeat questions because it just clogs up the chat. But if it's a genuine mistake and I've missed it, then feel free to repeat it. That's not an offence, don't worry. Some people ask the same question time and time again. I will get round to you. I read them from start to finish and we go in chronological order just to keep it totally fair. So, yeah, if I did miss your question for whatever reason, either leave it in the comments below and I'll get back to you, or leave it in the chat and I'll answer it. So International Language of Dan said, I just treated myself to a selection of sunscreens, an Easter gift. I think absolutely. And do you know what? Whether you're celebrating Easter or not, I think it's never a bad time to just treat ourselves to a little something. And the sunscreen, it's not a treat, it's protection. So I think it's absolutely fine, my love. I think you've done the right thing. Ali says, what do you think, Azelaic? No, we've covered that. Kendall says, I enjoy your videos, Rob. You're very relatable and down to earth. Thank you so much, Kendall. That's really sweet, my love. Thank you so much. And thank you for supporting the channel. So Baba, this was a question we missed, so sorry about this. I'll get onto it now. Before everything going on in the world, did you get any professional treatments like dermabrasion, for example? And are you planning to get anything done once the salons and things open again? I am not a huge fan of professional treatments, and the reason isn't because I don't think they work. I just don't think my skin is bad enough to warrant them, and I'm never going to say never. Down the line there might be some options. The things that I have had done, so I did have fillers at one point, which isn't skincare, it was just relatable. Fine, it was great. I just thought maybe, I don't know, I just didn't think it was, I don't know, something about it. I don't want to disparage because lots of people have them done. I don't want to be like, I'm not going to be too judgy. I had them done and I like the look, but I kind of think there's going to be plenty of time. This is just my opinion on it. There's plenty of times where we are going to have to, hopefully never, but you never know when you might have to actually have treatment, have a surgery and things like that. And so I kind of thought, why am I doing this now when there might be times that I might need to have something done? So I didn't actually go back and have that redone, though I did like the results. I had a Jesner's peel, which is for hyperpigmentation and acne, which combines a really high strength salicylic acid, some other really great pigment correctors. Loved that. Definitely would recommend. A friend of mine who's a dermatologist did it for me. Actually did it free of charge, which is the main reason I went for it. And then I went and paid and had quite a few sessions after because I loved the results. But it's a very intense peel and you do get the crocodile skin. I'd really like to do that again, but it's kind of difficult when I run this channel because the downtime is literally like a week of peeling. And I know you guys won't care if I look really peely on a video. I'd style it out, but it does make it a little bit difficult. But I would definitely have that again, and I would recommend it for anyone suffering with acne and hyperpigmentation. But that's the only things I've had. I'm not a huge fan of facials because I like facial massage at home. I do it every day at home, and I haven't really tried things like laser therapies and stuff, but I would never say never. So share if you guys have had any treatments done, share what your thoughts and feelings were then. Mehmet says, if anyone is using red light therapy, try the Isntree green tea toner before you do it. Increases the results. That's a great tip. I didn't know that. I shall check that out. Thank you so much for sharing. Andra says, hello. Love seeing some natural light in the live. Yes, maybe have a bit too much natural light. It's blinding me at this moment, but we're styling out. New haircut, right? This was a self-done do, which things needed to happen. It was too long, but you know what I mean. As long as you guys can't see the back, it's all good. Alec says, hi Rob, today I bought Skin Health Skin Brightener Retinol 1%. Any thoughts? I've heard of the brand. I've never tried it. It's a good strength. It seems in a nice creamy formulation, so you shouldn't get too much dryness with it, which is really good. I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Use it, try it, but make sure you share the results either on the Facebook group, where we all love to hear a little bit of like 1 month tryouts, or in one of these lives, because I'd love to hear. International Language says, thanks for your reply. It's a pleasure, my love. Suzanne, welcome. Happy Easter. I have a serious question. I have lots of YouTubers recommend tinted sunscreens, but makeup under a mask during the day causes breakouts. Thoughts? I personally would stay away from tinted sunscreens if you're going to wear a mask, because I do think it's just another thing we're piling on our skin beyond just the sunscreen. But it's going to totally depend on your own skin type. I find if I wear concealer under a mask, it just magnifies the zit and it always ends up worse. So I apply that same philosophy to tinted sunscreens and don't wear it under the mask. You can kind of cheat it. Tint normal kind of. I don't know. I'm not saying, I think everyone should wear sunscreen full stop, but if I'm going to be wearing the mask permanently and I'm not going to take it off, I don't actually wear sunscreen under my mask. I just make sure I do cover all the areas that are exposed. I'm sure that most people just apply it all over the face and put the mask on top. That advice I gave only applies if you do just wear that mask the whole time and it's a good quality mask. If you take it off, then obviously you need to have that protection underneath. But I think tinted sunscreens under a mask I think could be a bit problematic, and I go for an untinted one. Viola says, hi everyone. Hello, my love. Priyanka says, hi, I have grainy and pimples on the chin. I'm very crumpled. I use the BHA from Paula's Choice, Retinol from the Ordinary, and PHA from the Inkless at night, but nothing seems to be working. I would try a couple of things. I would get an oil cleanser. I think a balm cleanser can work really well, just to break up some of that, particularly if they're not that severe and cystic in nature, just a little pimply. I think a balm cleanser could really work, and I would also recommend that you get on board with something like a sulfur paste if you can get it. That could really draw some of that out and prevent those blackheads from forming. Michelle says, thanks for that tip. Yeah, that was a really great tip from Mahmed, so I would definitely recommend you check that out. Let's have that. Lenore says, hi, do you think the Azelaic serum from Face Theory has any ingredients that can be irritating for the skin? I think of all the azelaic acids out there, it's really well formulated. However, I do always caveat this with anything can irritate someone. So I always think patch testing is crucial. And the good thing about Face Theory, and there are other brands that do this, but Face Theory is really good. If you try a product, you patch test it, and it doesn't work, you have a reaction to it, then you can send it back and get a replacement or a refund. Very few brands actually offer that sort of commitment. So I'd say you can kind of try without having that obligation. Just make sure when you do patch test it, you do it behind the ear, an area where if you do have a red patch for a few days, it's not noticeable. And I just patch test it, leave it on for 24 hours, then work out whether you can use it. Because whilst there's no ingredients in there that should irritate the skin, and there's lots of calming ingredients that should help with irritation, I do know, people can be irritated by anything. So just double check. But know when you're shopping with like Face Theory, and there are other brands that do this, that you can get that refund if it doesn't work for you. Christina says, now I'm curious, Rob, what's your height? Like 6 foot. We do imperial here in the UK, so I'm not sure what this is in like centimeters or metric or whatever, but it is 6'2", which I think is like 191 centimeters, I think, though I could be totally wrong on that. Yeah, Tom makes a good point. So just a reminder that the questions are answered from the top to the bottom, and I will work through them. If I miss your question for whatever reason, you can repeat it. But just make sure, follow the questions as we go along, so you kind of know which questions I'm answering. I do work from top to bottom, just so everyone's got a fair chance of having their question answered. Tammy says, I love the yellow hoodie. Thank you, Tammy. A little bit of Easter shine. Sarah says, happy Easter. Do you know any retinol at 0.3%? I'm currently using the Paula's Choice, but I can't find any other brand. First of all, Sarah, I would recommend the Paula's Choice. So that's not much good to you, because I do like it because it's got the bakuchiol to boost it. If you go for the Face Theory Regena Calm Pro, which is the 3% one, that is a retinol ester which comes out at 0.3% retinol. So you could go for the Face Theory Pro retinol, which is a 0.3, and that is cheaper than the Paula's Choice, particularly if you use the code. We've got a code which is MadAboutSkin25, all in capital letters, and that gets you 25% off. So I would probably opt for that because it will work out cheaper than the Paula's Choice. It doesn't have the bakuchiol, so it's a little bit different, but it is still a really great option. Suzanne says, I've got my boyfriend into skincare. We both really enjoy your energy. Thank you so much, and I love this. I love one of my best things to hear is when people say that they've got their other half into skincare, because I always say it's like a journey. You're not expecting them to have like the world's most complex skincare routine in the world, but I think it's a journey. Even if we can just introduce, if you've got, like me, if you know people in your life that have a love of skincare, I feel like we owe it to the world to share our love of skincare and get people involved. And sometimes we're going quite hard and be like, you have to have a full skincare routine from the start. You don't. Introduce a really nice cleanser, and trust me, they'll get addicted and they'll want to try other products. That's my approach to skincare. So I'm sending lots and lots of love to you, Suzanne, and your boyfriend, and I'm so glad that he's as into skincare as us, because this skincare community has so many people. I'm going to go off on a tangent and just say, I didn't realize this until YouTube sends you your statistics I think it's like every month, and I never read them because I don't want to get caught up in statistics. You know what I mean? I do this because I love it, and because I love engaging with you guys, not because I want to hit a milestone or any of that. So I don't tend to open it, but I thought, well, we'll open it and let's just see. I didn't realize that 34% of the people that watch this channel, according to YouTube, are male, which is fantastic, because do you know what? When I set this up, I think people assume skincare, totally wrong, this assumption that skincare disproportionately all about women, and I think this is because brands always used to gear their products towards women in terms of the marketing and things like that. It's not, it's universal, and it's so good that so many guys are getting into skincare, and I just think it's wonderful. So yeah, whatever the gender of your other half, get them into skincare if they're not already, will be the motto of that. Karamiso says, happy Easter. I work from 6 until 4, come home and I need to clean my face, but it's too early to do my PM routine. Any suggestions? I think this is a great question, and I know lots of people, particularly people that work in hospitals and work funny shifts, have this issue. They want to get home, clean their face, but don't necessarily want to do the whole skincare routine. I would honestly get home, get a really nice cleanser, find that dream gorgeous cleanser that really treats yourself, because I think after a day's work it's nice to have a treat, and really do a nice 20 second to a minute facial massage, really work it in, and then wash it off, and then just apply a hydrating moisturizer or SPF afterwards. If you have if you don't have dehydrated skin, you can get away with just a hydrating SPF, or you can use a moisturizer and SPF. I'd say just a cleanser and an SPF is absolutely fine, and then you can repeat the cleanse and put your full evening skincare routine on later. That's how I do it if I want to wash my face midday, because sometimes we do just feel a bit sweaty, a bit grimy. Maybe we come home from work, we want to freshen our face, definitely, but make sure you treat yourself to a luxury cleanse. It doesn't have to cost the earth, it doesn't have to be an expensive price, but just a cleanse that you really look forward to using, because I think after a hard day's work we want something to look forward to. It's Gal says, I really need a product for dark spots because to fade mine for summer. So I'm black, so I imagine how bad it is. So this is really interesting take on it, because I think sometimes we forget some people that have a higher prevalence of hyperpigmentation are people with deeper, darker and richer skin tones. It tends to be the more pigment you have naturally present in the skin, the more prone you are to hyperpigmentation, which I guess shouldn't come as a surprise, but this is something that a lot of people do reach out for. You have to be a little bit careful because I don't personally recommend really harsh exfoliating acids on darker skin tones because it can flare up that hyperpigmentation. Using something like the Neod Repigment is perfectly fine for darker skin tones, no issue at all. You can also use tranexamic acid. So tranexamic acid is one of the best pigment correctors and is so good for people with darker skin tones because it won't it'll help to just dial back any of that hyperpigmentation, correct it, but also won't trigger it as well. So I'd recommend a tranexamic acid. You can get the Neod Repigment if you want a serum that does it all, but if you're looking for a lower price point, then I go for tranexamic acid, and you can mix that with alpha-arbutin as well, and the two will work so well for you. So that Tammy says, any recommendations for vitamin C or derivative available in Europe? I want to move on for the Audrey's ascorbic glucoside. Tammy, how dare you move on from my favourite product there? But no, I know. Sometimes we want to mix it up. We want to change brands, and I've been using the ascorbic glucoside. I've been using the ascorbic tetraisoparmatate solution from The Ordinary for so long, and I love it. If you're looking for a vitamin C derivative that's available in Europe, I'm going to leave some links below to that because I want to check the ones, make sure they are derivatives, because sometimes companies mask pure form ascorbic acid as a derivative, so I'll make sure that they're true derivatives. A product, if you want to move from The Ordinary's ascorbic glucoside, go for the ascorbic tetraisoparmatate solution by The Ordinary. That's a really nice option. But if you want to move away from The Ordinary completely, I'll leave some recommendations below. How this works is I rewatch this video the day later, and I make a list of everything I promised. So tomorrow it will be in the comments below, and I'll list 4 or 5 of my favourite vitamin C derivatives. Because off the top of my head, I just want to make sure that I'm using the right one. I'm just going to change this curtain 1 second. That's better, because the sun is shining straight in my eye. I couldn't do that. I was getting blinded. I was like, I can't see a thing. Deandra says, hi, I'm about to start a prescription retinol, but I have a benzoyl peroxide cleanser that's really helping with my acne. Should I opt for another cleanser? So I would say if you're receiving something on prescription, I would discuss that with the prescriber and say, is it okay? Because they'll definitely have a view and they've seen your skin face to face, so they've been able to make that call. I would personally go back to them and just double check. I personally don't like to use benzoyl peroxide wash with a prescription strength retinol. I just find it too drying, but they might recommend using the benzoyl peroxide in the morning, the retinol in the evening, and that way you're not drying your skin out. That's one way of getting around that. I personally would recommend you just check in with your prescriber just to make sure that they're fine with it, because they'll have their own take on that. Now I'm going to have a sip of my tea. We've got plenty of time left. Do not worry to keep those questions coming. If you haven't already, if you could click that like button, it really helps the channel, and I would obviously love you forever for doing that. But if you haven't already, click that like button and I'll just finish off my tea, which is really good. And again though, I do think that cup's quite big. I seem to end up with loads of tea around my mouth, so I apologise for that. Mobin says, hi Rob, I hope you're well. I am, my love, I hope you are too. I'm currently using the Sub-Q serum, I love that product, with the Face Theory Azelaic Acid then Moisturizer. I want to add a Giraline serum, but I don't know where to add it. Yeah, this one's really simple. Just add it before that Sub-Q serum. It works really well alongside the Sub-Q, so I would put your Giraline on, leave it a minute to sink in, then put your Sub-Q on top, follow with your Azelaic Acid and Moisturizer, and you are good to go. That would be a gorgeous skincare routine. Let's have a look. Anna says, oh, just before we get on to the rest of the questions, you can keep them coming because we have a lot of comments still to get through. At 7:30, so in 25 minutes, we move over to today's video, which is on my long-term skincare relationships, sharing with you those products that have just been in my skincare routine for the longest amount of time. And there's some surprises in there. I wanted to film this because it's the opposite end. I didn't like my skincare breakups, which are those products which I've just broken up with, I don't use anymore. And I thought that was quite a negative video. Let's do the positive alternative and those like holy grail long-term relationships with skincare. And it actually was really fun to film because I sat back and thought, what do I actually have I used the longest, and kind of plotted it out. So there's some surprises in there that hopefully you'll really enjoy. So in 25 minutes, after we've gone through all your questions, you don't need to do anything. Automatically get moved over to that video where it'll be premiered live. It's only a 10-minute video where I basically just fangirl hard for 10 or 13 minutes, however long it is. And we can chat as as well so we can share. And I do want, so get your thinking caps on, because I want to know what your longest relationship is with the skincare product. So have that ready to discuss in that chat. But back on with the questions for today. Anna says, hi Rob, happy Easter. Sending you lots and lots of love. My love and happy Easter. My question today is, I love a glowing tan, but want to be more careful with sunbathing. What are your thoughts on the He She Overnight Ageless Tanning Balm? So first of all, I use this because I love the sound of the messaging behind it was like tan for guys and girls. It wasn't that all, bit overly feminized thing that some brands do. So I thought, I'm going to reach out and try this. I actually really liked it. I must admit, I have the right skin tone to go with most fake tans. It kind of just works. I'm not too red. Though I am quite red because it's quite warm here. But I'm not like, they all tend to work with me. And this one worked really, really well. And it also didn't stain the sheets, which is my number one pet hate with fake tanners. I also used the Isle of Paradise ones, which were really good. That's a really good option as well. And I like the Isle of Paradise ones because they have 3 different colour options. So if you have got darker skin tone, there is one for you. Oh, cat hair alert. Forget that. But there's one for you. So the He She one, really great, but also the Isle of Paradise ones are really good as well. Can I use retinol or acids in the summer? Yes. You should already be using a really good strength SPF. Providing you're doing that, no problem whatsoever using a retinol or an acid in the summer. I continue to use mine. I think some people say stop your retinol in the summer and then pick it up again in the winter. Why? Because then you're missing out on the benefits and you have to go through that whole retinol ugly stage again. I would keep using it. Just be very mindful of the quality of the SPF that you're using, because both acids and retinols can increase your photosensitivity to sun. So you do need a really good high strength SPF. ML says, can we use rice flour as our face mask for whitening? Is there any side effect to using rice flour? So this is a difficult. So here in the I don't know where in the world you're based, but you just judge it by the terminology. And whitening is a term that tends to be used over in Asia. Here in the Europe, we tend to not use that term. So I'm assuming you kind of mean brightening by that, as to brighten the skin and to maybe just help correct any hyperpigmentation. If that's the case, using rice flour mask has had some proven benefits. It can also dial back on any inflammation, which can trigger hyperpigmentation. I don't think you're going to get huge impacts from it, if I'm honest. I don't think it's going to change the world, but it can be a nice treatment to use, and I have seen it being used. Particularly, it's really big in India. I do know a lot of, I see quite a lot of Indian YouTubers use it, and they do report to get really good results. Not tried it myself. There's no harm in doing it, but I would just say if you're expecting really good results, you might not get that from it, but it could be a good alternative if if you have it to hand and you want to try it. I don't think there's any harm in doing it. International Language Dan says, I think there might be SPF sprays for hair. Maybe something like that could help. That's a good, if anyone knows, this goes back to our original comment on I think I'm really behind with the comments, but that goes right back to our original comment. We're saying, what do you do to protect the scalp if you've got like a centre part in your hair? And I said, there's very little out there. It either makes your hair really greasy or dry and causes dandruff. If you know one, share it in the comments below, because I'd love to be able to share it with you guys. Victoria says, also, who asked about the scalp? You see, I'm so far behind these comments, but you guys have it covered. So thank you so much for sharing. You can get a powder sunscreen. I have the one from Supergoop, or a mineral spray. That's a really good idea. A powder sunscreen would work really well because it would kind of be like a dry shampoo, I imagine. It's such a great option. Diana, welcome, my love. Sending lots and lots of love. We have a lot of Dianas from Boston, but that's okay. I don't mind that. I know exactly which one's which. So she said, I'd love to see you do a collab with Chris Gibson. I think you two have chatted about it. We have. I love Chris. I am so pleased. So Chris had like his blow up moment about maybe 2 months ago, where he's had quite a few videos go really viral and done so well. And honestly, when I saw it happen, I was so proud, because he's been a real supporter of this channel from the start, and I adore Chris. We have tried to do a collab, and things got anyway. It's my fault, to be fair. I wasn't organised, and I do want to, but it's definitely on the cards, and I'll reach out to him after this, just to touch base, because he's such a great guy, and I would love to do a collab with Chris. I think he's such a great guy. I love his content, and if you can believe this, and he won't mind me sharing this because he shared it in the video, so it's fine. He's 52. Like, mind-blowing. If I'll put this out to you, so you guys, this won't make any sense to you unless you live in the UK. So check out Chris Gibson's video and know that he is the same age. You won't believe this. If you live in the UK, you will honestly call me a liar and read me to filth. He's the same age as Nigel Farage. I didn't realise that, but I put two and two together where someone said Nigel Farage was, I think he's like 53, so it's like a year older than Chris Gibson. And I was like, I found out on the same day these people's ages. I was like, no way, because Chris looks amazing. Nigel Farage does not look amazing. That will only make sense to you if you live here in the UK and know who that person is. But that is a shock. That was like my, you know, when you read something, you're like, that can't be true, because Chris has the best skin I have known on YouTube. So I'd love to do a collab with him. He's such a great guy. So I will reach out, just touch base with him after this, and I'd love to propose that. If I was to like choose who I'd like to do collabs with, I'd love to do a collab with everybody, to be honest. But you know, we've been talking about it with Chris, and I need to make that happen. I'd love for it to happen with Sarah over at No BS Beauty as well, because I love her ethos. Obviously, you know, I jump at the chance to do it with James and Hiram, who are like two of my heroes. But I also want to. We've kind of talked about it, doing something with Adam Robert Lamb as well. Do you know, a lot of you guys watch his channel, so there are some stuff in the pipeline that I will definitely make happen this year. Let's have a look. Devraj says hi, welcome my love. Let's have a look. Ryan says looking cute today. You're so kind, so kind. I love the yellow for Easter. Yeah, this is it. Just have to bring out this for Easter. Can I use a face retinol around my eyes? I've been using one from the Ordinary Scaling and planning on switching it to the Inkless. Yeah, I think the Inkless one works fine by the eyes, to be honest. I would just be really mindful the first couple of times you apply it to make sure that you're not creating too much sensitivity. As long as you're not, be my guest. I think it could work really, really well for you. Now, I have just skipped past everyone's question. I do this so often. I don't know how I manage to do this all the time. Let me see if I can find... here we are. We're back to where I am in the chat. So, Jade Law says, hi Rob. Invested in 2 more A15 Azelaics from Face Theory. The first watching your channel. My skin would like to thank you. Jade, I'm so glad it's working for you. They have launched a 10% version as well, which is... I prefer the 15%, but they've launched a 10% for people in the US. The 15% was difficult to get shipped there. So, such good that they're listening to that feedback, and it's amazing. Simon, welcome. I love. Hi Rob, hope you're fine. Can I use the Ordinary Grainy Active Retinoid 5% with the Azelaic Acid from the same routine? Yes. Works so well together. I'd recommend Azelaic Acid and Retinoid in the same routine, because they just work beautifully together. And Simon, I'm sending you lots and lots of love to Yorkshire, which is my spiritual homeland. I'm so jealous for anyone that is in Yorkshire, because I always miss it so much. So sending you lots and lots of love. Haley says, Isn't Water Sun Gel leaves my face hella dewy. Yes, Haley, this is a good call. So the Isn't Water Sun Gel is like, if you want dewiness, because someone asked earlier about a dewy hydrating sunscreen, that Isn't one is like drenched. You don't just get dewiness, you are literally, I hate to use the term, moist. That drenched. I love it. William, welcome. I am so glad you could make it. So glad you could make it. Haley says, have you tried oat milk? I haven't. So everyone recommends this. Again, I'm so far behind with these comments, but I'm going to keep going. It goes back to I was saying, I haven't really found a milk alternative. I can't do dairy. I haven't really found a really good alternative to having tea. Oat milk, I think, is great in things like ice creams, like fake ice cream, dairy-free ice cream and stuff. I just find it too creamy in tea. I'm a bit weird. I'm just very specific. I know most people say oat milk is way better than anything else in hot drinks. I'm just a bit weird, I think. just a bit weird. I'm just going to leave it there. Jam says, hi, is alcohol in a cleanser bad? I don't think alcohol, it depends what alcohol. So benzyl alcohol and denatured alcohol, I don't think have a place in cleansers. I think, I don't know what, there's so many good cleansers that don't have them in. Some cleansers have non-drying alcohol, like cetyl alcohol and things like that, and they're not bad. So it depends on the type of alcohol. I'd say drying alcohols, I wouldn't have them in a cleanser. I don't think they're necessary. Hydrating alcohols, absolutely, is a great addition. Sundan says, do you have any recommendation for eczema on the back? So I think, and this is totally personal preference. I think when it comes to eczema, I think it's so difficult to treat. It has so many different ways it presents itself. I would always recommend people go and see a professional and get their proper diagnosis, which you might have already done, I don't know your situation, and get the treatment plan for that. So I tend not to advise on eczema, because I think it is that level of medical knowledge that's needed to really give a proper, if that's just my honest opinion. But I do know that oat is one of the best things. I learned from a lot of people from a previous video when I said I love oat as a skincare ingredient, and I would bathe in oat if I could. Lots of people said oat baths were really good for their eczema, and they've used them for years. And so someone gave a recommendation for putting a load of oat, like porridge oats in a sock, tying it, putting it in the bath, soaking in it. Such a good recommendation. So I'm showing that from other people who have suffered with eczema and said it works really well. Though I would always say, you know, seek a professional because I think it can be so difficult to treat. Rebecca says, do you need to use an oil-based cleanser to remove SPF on the body? And if so, any recommendations? I don't. I actually don't think you do. I find, you know, using a normal body cleanser is absolutely fine. We tend to use stronger cleanser on our body anyway, so I don't know of a body cleanser, an oil-based body cleanser. I will look into that. Rebecca, I will look into that and we'll get back to you. William, the antioxidant queen, which I love your name. Just William, just for a record, I adore your name. Rob might not make it till today, but here in the right, okay. So this is the Holy Grails. I love this because I caught this comment actually just before I was logging on. So the antioxidant cocktail, cleanse, amino acid, the Inkless Q10 serum, love that. The ordinary 1 scoop of Ascorbic acid powder, pycnogenol, gorgeous, ferulic. Yeah, this is why they call you the antioxidant queen, William, because honestly, I agree. I think layering antioxidants can be so good. You know, we kind of forget about them because they're not sexy, they're not glamorous, but your skin needs that protection. And I think if you are really serious about protecting your skin, an antioxidant could be really good. You could go super bougie like William and use his cocktail. You should trademark that cocktail, William, and really layer it up. Or if you just want to go super simple, just throwing on the Inkless Q10 serum can be so beneficial. And that costs, I think, like £5, $7. So whatever your price point and whatever your level of commitment, having an antioxidant in your routine is such a good option. Now I'm going to just the last drop of my tea. I'm sad because I've really enjoyed this. We've got plenty of time. I'm going to keep going with all your questions. We've got another 10 minutes of the live to go through. If you haven't already, here's your last chance to hit that like button and support the channel. And in 10 minutes time, we'll be moving over to today's video, which is all about my long-term skincare relationships. Now, that's so good. So good. Claire says, hi Rob, I have an 11-year-old daughter that is starting to get a few spots. Any recommendations? Yeah, I think when you are young like that, starting a little bit gentle is a great way, especially if you are seeing those breakouts. I would totally recommend getting the Inkless Salicylic Acid Cleanser because I think it's a cleanser is a really nice way to like introduce into a skincare routine. I think that could work so well to just keep, you know, the level of spots just to a minimum, and then get a moisturizer, but get a moisturizer that's going to add a little bit of benefit. So a little bit of niacinamide, nothing too strong, just a little bit of niacinamide in there could really help. You'll find quite a few available at the drugstore that don't cost the earth, but a really nice light gel. I've got, if 1 second. This is my box. Sorry, I got my box of tricks down here. I don't know what your what your budget is, but this is the Birch Juice by eNature. I did a Korean skincare haul video yesterday, the day before yesterday, and I did a demo of this. So check that out because I think this would be really great as a nice gift to like start your skincare routine with. It's not super expensive, but it looks really nice and it works really well for slightly blemish prone skin to get that hydration in. And it's got all the key ingredients that you need to hydrate, but also won't break out anymore. So I would definitely, you know, it's like if you want to give your daughter a little bit of a gift to like start a skincare routine, I would go for this Birch Juice one and then team it with the Inkless Salicylic Acid. You don't need to go too much. When you're young, I don't think you need to have like a full 18-step skincare routine. That's a great place to start, and then you can build from there, maybe incorporate a few actives in over time. But I think that's a really great place to start and do the world of good for your daughter's skin. And it's never too early to start. I wish I'd been more proactive at tackling my acne when I first got it. Instead I just relied on like really harsh things like Clearasil and Clean and Clear. Those things don't work. They strip your skin. Salicylic acid wash with a really nice moisturizer will do so much good. Kara says, hi Rob, what do you think about Botox? Well, what do I think about Botox? I'm not anti it. I know why people get it. I don't personally. I've never had the need for it, and I've never gone there. So I can't comment on my own experience. For me, I think there are other options we can reach for before we get to that stage. And I've got quite an expressive face, and I know that Nicole Kidman had it done ages ago, and she had couldn't move her face, and she loved the look, and all credit to her. But I was like, oh, I don't think I want that for me, you know. So I think if you're going to have it done, go to someone that you trust is properly versed in how to use it and to give the results that you want, rather than, you know, giving that paralyzed face look, which nobody wants. And I tried loads of things before, you know, copper peptides, Zuraline solutions, facial massage. All of these things will help and delay the need for Botox, is my theory on it. Ed Williams says, hi Rob, I tried using the La Roche-Posay face sunscreen for the first time and my skin broke out in little hives and it was itchy for a couple of days. Should I try using it again? I would patch test it. It might not have been that. It could have been something else going on in your skincare world. I would patch test it behind the ear, 24 hours, and see if you get that same issue. It's just not the right one for you, my love. But I do think it's worth patch testing again in a discreet place just behind the ears, and see, because you don't want to throw it out when it might actually not be that. That would be my recommendation. The Shepherd says, I appreciate the live, Rob. Keep up the fantastic work. Thank you so much, my love. And I'm so glad to have you here. So thank you so much for joining. Haley says, very good to know about the Sun by Mai. Thank you for answering. It's a pleasure. Oh, I am very behind with the comments. I'm so sorry because I know I answered that a lot. I like Sun by Mai. I think just be very careful with the brand if you have sensitive skin, because they do sneak in a lot of slightly triggering ingredients if you have sensitive skin. So Eduardo says, thanks so much for answering. It's a pleasure, my love. Lindsay says, what do you think about the Inkless Peptide Moisturizer? I do not know why people come at this so hard. So the Inkless Peptide Moisturizer, I love as a moisturizer, and it's got a peptide in there. Yes, the peptide's low on the ingredients list, and yes, it is just one peptide. So, you know, is it going to change the world? No. But for the price point and the level of hydration, I think it's a really nice moisturizer. If you want to start your peptide journey, it'd be a great place to start. Yes, you're going to want to up the ante with some more peptides. But I think if you just treat it as a moisturizer and you're getting an extra peptide for free in with it, I really don't mind it. I think it's a really nice moisturizer. I know a lot of people come at it and say, well, it should be offering more than one peptide if they're calling it peptide moisturizer. And maybe that's right. Maybe that is right. And I'd ask you to make your own call on that. But I personally really enjoy it as a product. So BBC Sales says, invite more friends to join the channel. Thank you so much. Yeah, anybody would be welcome on this channel. We have an open policy. We are non-judgmental. We love to see everybody. I always think sometimes some channels pitch themselves as, this is only for this group of people or this group. We are open. Some of us here love our fragrance. Some of us hate our fragrance. Some of us like our drugstore. Some like our luxury. We offer a little something for everyone. So I would say any friends that you think want to get into skincare or are skincare mad and don't know about the channel, invite them along, and you know, just invite them to the Facebook group so they can see, you know, they can see what we're all about. Jill, welcome, my love. You are late, but do not worry. It's just good to have you here. And also, if anyone has missed, you know, joined halfway through and missed any, straight after this, it's all live uploaded so you can watch it, the bits that you missed anyway. And William says thank you to Tom. Tom is doing a wonderful job moderating, so I'm going to say a big thank you to Tom at this point anyway. But yeah, thank you so much, Tom. MC says, hi Rob, happy Easter to you and your family too, my love. I was just wondering if you got your Tret from your GP or one of the online websites. I get mine, you know, it depends. So I went and got, I had a consultation with a dermatologist because I was getting a lot of breakouts and I just wanted second opinion to kind of just see what I could do to sort of tackle some of that. And so I got quite like 6 months worth of Tret from her, and she also is where I got my Azelaic Acid from. But, you know, I also have used websites. I use Adapalene you can get online. So it's personal choice. I wouldn't recommend people, this is just my view, and I'll share it for free with you guys, whether you listen or not, it doesn't matter. My view is, with everything going on in the world, we know how stretched here in the UK, and I can only speak from the UK perspective, we know how stretched our health services are. They are in most places in the world, and so I wouldn't personally go to my dermatologist because I wanted an anti-aging retinol, to my GP, sorry, my doctor, because I wanted an anti-aging retinol, because I think they're back, you know, it's difficult enough to get an appointment anyway. So I would say to people, if you're looking for a retinol to treat a specific skincare like acne, great, book an appointment with your doctor. It's a great place to start. If you just want to have a prescription strength retinol in your routine, then I would see a dermatologist or do an online consultation, which here in the UK can be like £20. It doesn't even cost that much to do, but I definitely think it's worth discussing it because the prescription strength for a reason. So having that opinion of a professional that can kind of guide you through it, I think would be really beneficial. But I get mine from a mix. My current one from the dermatologist, but I have also used online ones. I used Dermatica ones. They were good. Quite like them. And I also used, I bought it from an online pharmacy where I filled in a questionnaire, and that was also really good. Let's have a look. Anna says, I had the same problem with a lot of facial sunscreens. The only one working for me is the Survival 30 from Neod. It's super light. It is so good. I love that product. Krista says, hi, I'm glad I tuned in on time. You did, my love, and thank you so much for watching. Let's have a look. Hi. Jackie says, hi, Robbie, so glad to see you live. It's a pleasure, my love. Do you know, I have been called Robbie in years. I used to be my nickname, and I used to love that. So, yeah, that's taken me right back. So thank you so much, my love, and thank you for joining. So William says, when and if will you ever review Derma E? I want to do Derma. You can't get it here in the UK. It's almost impossible. I have got some products that I'm trying, and I'm liking quite a few of them at the moment. So there will be a review coming. I don't want to say a date that I'm going to be reviewing it, but it is coming in the future. I can promise you. Now, we've got 4 minutes left of the live before we move over to today's video, which is on my skincare long-term relationships. Those products that have been in my routine for the longest possible time. So hopefully you guys will join me over for that video. You don't need to do anything. We just automatically seamlessly go over there. Well, we'll continue the chat because it's a live premiere, so we can chat along. But I do want to know what your long-term skincare relationship is, so make sure you have that ready to leave in the chat. We've got time, I think, for another 2 questions, so let's go for it. If I haven't answered your question, haven't got around to it, do not worry. Just leave it in the comments below, and I'll go back after this video and answer all the questions, so you don't need to miss out. Just drop it in the comments below, and I'll answer it for you. So let's have a look. Pick out some questions. I'll just pick some at random, which is, Anissa says, hi, can you please recommend any retinol body creams? I would actually recommend dropping a few drops of the ordinary square length cleanser into your moisturizer, using it on the body. Create your own. It's cheaper, works so well, and I kind of think a lot of them are quite oily, the ordinary retinols, so add an extra layer of hydration, which I love. Let's have a look. Tana says, you're the best from Missouri. Sending lots and lots of love to Missouri. Thank you so much for joining, my love. Oh, Claire, this is relative to a question we talked about earlier. Says, I'm currently using the Bakuchiol by Balance Me. Have a great Easter. Such a great product. I would totally recommend people check that out if they want a Bakuchiol. I love the one by Herbivore, but the Balance Me one is also really good. We're going to be moving over to the live in 1 minute, but I'm going to choose one more question at random. And if you haven't yet, just last chance, last call to click that like button, support the channel if you haven't already. Click that like button, and we're about ready to move over to today's video. But I'm going to choose one more question at random and to answer. Nanny Deck says, I have a question. Please, do you recommend Face Theory Retinol S1 as a starter retinol? I think this is a really good question to end on. And yes, I think it'd be a great starter retinol. I still would use it maybe 3 times a week and build up from there. But it's so gentle, but also really effective. It's really nicely blended with a lot of hydrators, so it shouldn't be too stripping and too drying for the skin. And I got some really great benefits from it. You can then move up to the Pro version that they do as well. So it's got a natural progression once you've got used to that after a couple of months. You can always move into the Pro version, which will just up the ante that little bit for you and give you a little bit of extra higher strength. Now guys, if you haven't got around to your question, like I said, drop it in the comments box and I do go back and answer all your questions. We are now going to head over seamlessly, I hope, though I messed it up the other week, to today's video, which is all on skincare long-term relationships. Those products that have been in our lives for so long. So hopefully as we join over there, you'll drop your skincare longest relationship in the comments box, so we kind of know what's been going on in your skincare journey the longest. I'm going to be fangirling over some holy grails, and I do bet most of you can guess at least one of the products I'm sharing. So I'm going to end the stream now and head straight over there. So I'll see you over there in about 2 seconds flat. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm just sending you lots and thank you so much for joining and sending you lots and lots of love for an amazing weekend.